Hi, I'm Carolyn.
I'm Anna.
And we're two sisters who love handcrafting and figuring things out.
For some reason, starting a video is the hardest part of making a video for me. Hello.
Yeah.
It is Sunday, December 3rd, and this is our 39th?
Whoa.
39th? Is it 39th?
Yes, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah.
39th episode.
Okay, good.
And welcome.
Yeah,
to
welcome.
the Curious Crafters.
Yeah, we've had just kind of like a gloomy weekend. But we think our lighting's pretty good right
I wouldn't
now.
call it gloomy. You don't call
that gloomy?
Well, I was going to say, we're coming to you from a sunny, cloudy hybrid, Northern California. It was so sunny and beautiful this morning.
You're right.
It was glowing this morning.
You're right. This morning was beautiful. You're right.
And yesterday we would have 5 minutes of rain and then like, whoa, sunshine.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to call, it's a little gloomy out right now, but I wouldn't say it's a gloomy weekend. Anyway, enough about the weather.
Okay.
Hello.
I don't know why I sort of like talking about the weather, and because I like hearing from everybody else, like what is their day like or their weather like, particularly when people are filming from, all over the world. I mean, most things are.
I agree. I like a little touch of weather, but maybe that's because we're getting older too.
I know. It's like, is it snowing where you are, or is it sunny and hot?
Some of the pictures of like the first dusting of snowfalls in some places.
It's really pretty.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
In fact, just in general, people are starting to share holiday decorations and everything. Oh my goodness. Watching and learning. So many beautiful things. So many beautiful, what do we call them when the kids were little? Tableaus.
A little tableau, right. Yeah. I am babysitting my younger granddaughter. My son, daughter-in-law, and older granddaughter went to Disneyland for sort of a long weekend. So we have her, and I walked into there. I took her home on Friday after school, and like they had totally decorated their house. I knew they had their tree up, but they collect Christmas crushes, and they're like all over the house, and they have their mantle and their stockings, and I'm like, ho, ho, ho. Like, it was just really, really fun walking into a decorated house. And then they also have some like Christmas like pillows and throws for their couch. So it's such a good idea. Like they have like little red throws. So I've been holidaying, come back to my house and I'm like, I haven't even got my Christmas tree yet. But
you have some red berries over there.
I do have leftover from Thanksgiving. But Anna.
Oh yes, I did get my Christmas tree. A silver tip. In fact, here's a picture of a few silver tips at the lot. So you'll see what kind of tree we're talking about.
Do you want to put in a picture of yours too?
Let's wait until you get your tree.
Okay.
And then we'll put them in together. Yeah. Or when we start North Pole, if it's at my house, maybe we can put a picture of that.
Okay. I'm having a little bit of difficulty because where we get our silver tip trees is like a 30-minute drive, would you say? So it's like an hour and a half round trip. It doesn't sound like that should be a big deal, but like last weekend I was like totally booked. I didn't have any free time. This weekend I don't, and next weekend I don't. So I've been trying to think, can I sneak out of school early?
That's what I was just going to suggest. I think you can.
I think I can. I think if I leave school at like 3:15 or something, I should be able to make it. Okay. All right.
Oh, one thing from comments from our last video. Are you going to show the striped socks today?
I am, but we could show them right now. Let's do that.
Okay.
So these are some socks I'm making my niece who is in law school, and she loves the Beatles, and the colorway was called the Sgt. Pepper colorway. And here's the one finished sock. And I think last time I think I was just about to start this and I was doing some knitting over Thanksgiving. So here's my second one. And Anna asked me, she's like, "What? Well, what's the significance? Why is it Sgt. Pepper?" And I'm like, So
So thank you to the commenters. They said, look at the album cover.
Okay.
Because I think we even said, was the album cover psychedelic or something? And the minute I saw it, I was like, I remembered it from.
Okay, so let's put the album cover right here.
So you can see the Beatles are sort of striped in these gloriously bright
And now
colors.
look at these bright colors. So thank you for letting us know, because that all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, now I see it, and it makes it even more fun to knit these.
It's definitely one of the fun things about comments, because maybe I would have remembered to look up the album cover, maybe I wouldn't, but when someone points you towards it,
So it's great.
Good luck.
Right, so I'm making good progress on these socks. In fact, I might be able to send them to her. I wouldn't send them to her for Christmas because I don't have anything else for anybody else in their family, but maybe when she gets back to law school in January.
That would be a good time.
I can send it to him.
Because that can also be a little hard adjustment. Yeah. Getting back to hard work again.
I know. She's done a great job. She worked. So she went to college, then she worked. So when she went to law school, she says, I'm just going to treat it like my job. And so she works kind of like 7:30 to 5:30, and she gets all her work done.
Wow.
Yeah.
You go, girl. Attitude.
I know. Okay.
So besides getting Christmas tree,
what else have we done in the last 2 weeks?
We had a lot of time with extended family, and you'll see I actually did very little stitching, partly because of that. One thing that I love that we did was one of our nephews, let's just say nephew, sometimes it's hard for me to say, like the spouse of our.
Yeah.
He is really into coffee. So we went to a coffee shop in San Francisco that I've never been to that has coffee flights. What a fun experience.
It was.
I got the same brew made 3 different ways. Is that what you did too?
I did, but I think we got different. You could pick which coffee you did. I think we did different coffees that way.
Or they had 3 brews going. You could get a little bit of each of the brews.
And that's what he did.
Little wooden tray. It's really a great experience. Highly recommend. I'd never heard of it. I'd had a beer flight before. But not coffee.
But we all went in there and we all had it. I don't think they had a decaf option. So we were sitting on the stools and we got up. I don't know. We were probably there half an hour, 45 minutes. And everyone gets up and they're like, whoa. It's kind of like if you've ever like sat down and had a couple drinks and you get up and you're like, whoa. Because we're like, whoa, we're on our caffeine.
It was really strong.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of coffee, and so I was surprised that it.
And in fact, here's a picture of, I think it's you, me, and Joan in our coffee flights.
Okay.
Right?
Another thing our family really got into is something called foldology. And there's a tablet that looks like this. And what you do...
And show the back. Gray on the back.
Is you use origami style folding to make one side the photo and the other side a solid color. So this looks like a photo of like a dandelion or something. So these pieces will become
a square.
Front, it's the 4x4 square, and those will become the back. There were times when there were 10 of us around and all you could hear was this, because everyone's folding their papers.
And it was great. There was a big tablet, so everybody could just keep tearing off sheets as they went. Foldology. And in fact, we went through the first tablet so quickly. I think Joan got and ordered 2 more, and like even, I guess it was Prime, so we got them like the next day. So it was really fun. And they're fun because at some point you're like, oh, this is impossible. And then you're like, oh, it's not.
Or pick it up later. Or...
Yeah, that was fun.
So lots of fun. Those are just 2 highlights.
Okay. We would typically have a toast, but I've been babysitting all weekend.
Let's just toast.
Let's just toast to life.
All right.
There we go. Ann and I do Google Doc, and we have our show notes. And typically the morning, either the night of or the morning of our FlossTube, we're in there and we put all our show notes in. But you've done yours. I haven't done mine. So we're just going to wing mine.
It helps me organize.
It does.
But it's probably good for us to just kind of...
It is good. Or to realize that we can still FlossTube even if we aren't quite as prepared as
And that's how I felt last video. I was calling it my minimalist show up. I didn't even wear anything that I had made or anything. I'm like, I'm barely
All right,
here.
so that's going to be my minimalist show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
There's always
Anna,
room for that.
what are you wearing?
I'm wearing the Gabby dress by Tessuti Fabrics. And last time I looked for this pattern, I didn't see it, so I'm not sure you can get it anymore. I added some length to it. If I made it again, see, I wear it as both a tunic, as you'll see today, with jeans, and I wear it as a dress in the summer. It's a little short for a dress and a little long for a tunic in my eyes. So I think when I make it again, I'm either going to make it a little longer and wear it primarily as a dress, or a little shorter and wear it primarily as a tunic.
Yeah, because it's a great cut and it's a great pattern. And I love the fabric you have on.
Simple A-line. It's a rayon from our local needlework, our sewing store called Needles Studio, which is fabulous. She does a nice online business too, if you want to take a peek.
It's kind of hidden under your sweater.
I know, but there's a catwalk.
Okay,
Because it's gloomy.
It's gloomy, but we'll still do a catwalk. Okay, what did I say the sweater was called? I said it. Hinagaku. The Hinagaku sweater. And it's a yoke sweater. And one fall, 4 of us knit it. Catherine knit it, Joe knit it, you knit it, and I knit it. Well, the 3 of them were knitting it, and I'm like, hey, I'm joining in the knit along too.
It was during the pandemic, and I was looking for a way. I needed some lady fans.
Yeah. So it's actually it's a solid color. And can you see I have a little bit of see-through there?
It's showing up.
So, okay, it's showing up. The pattern itself had an accent color there, and it's like a little bit of a texture, a little bit of a bobble coming through there.
It almost looks like a heart, like upside down heartbeat or something.
That's what it is. And I'm using a yarn called Bishi Bouche, which I love. And this is the petite lamb's wool, but then I've used the same color in their mohair to do that. So just a little bit of a see-through element there. And I did it on my sleeves too.
Love the color.
The yarn, the Bishi Bouche, this lamb's wool, it is so cozy, but physically lightweight. I mean, that's the nice thing about a really good wool. Like this sweater doesn't weigh very much. So when you're wearing it, it doesn't feel like heavy on you.
I think I would like that.
But it's so cozy. And I know it's cozy because at the end of the day, when you take your sweater off, you're like, oh, I didn't realize.
Oh, like how warm and toasty it was keeping you, you mean?
Same thing when I take it, like if I have a shawl on all day and I take it off, I'm like, oh, that was so cozy when it was on. Sign number 1 of getting older. You really love wool. You know, like the old people, like I guess I'm now at that point. It's the summertime and they've got the wool on, super cozy. What are you looking at me?
No, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I'll ever love wool, but
that's true.
I do.
And Anna's a really sensitive person. So bothers her a little bit. All right, finished objects? None.
Works in progress?
Works in progress.
How many are you going to show?
I'm going to show 4.
Okay, so you start so we can get in every other thing going.
Okay.
So I only have 2.
Awesome. My first is Pretty Bird by the Artsy Housewife. Again, I cannot put this down. Here's the pattern again. I know we have been enabling you, many of you, to buy this. If you're on the fence at all,
do it.
Do it. Do it. Okay.
The bird is even prettier than I thought it was going to be.
I know. Okay, so you'll see in just a minute. Anna was really kind. She ordered the floss from Roxy Floss Co, which has started my new obsession with Roxy Floss Co, as you'll see soon. And here's these. These are on some Pop-Tart. They're really one of a kind. Anna made them for me for that. Okay, and here it is. Here's where I was last time. And here I am. So I'm working on the bird, and I've got the bird's body almost done. There's still a few stitches that go around the eye, and then I have the bird's tail. Let's see.
And this is the one you're thinking of framing in a reddish, maroonish color?
Yeah, there's this really beautiful, I think they call it, they have such clever floss names. That was called, Thursday. I don't know the significance of that. Thursday.
Adam's Family?
And I'm going to get them from Signed and Number, and they have a frame. The color is wine, and I think it's going to look really good with that. Okay, we're going to see in a minute. I'm going to save relaying my dilemma to you until after my next whip, but I'm in a bit of a dilemma.
Oh.
I know.
I can't even imagine what it might be because it's looking so beautiful.
It's not about a specific piece. It's about something
Oh, can't wait.
A bigger thing.
Don't you just love to solve Carolyn's dilemmas? And I have a dilemma too.
Look how good this looks with both of us. Your green sweater and then mine's reading a little blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do a nice smile because this might be our
do you choose it or does it?
I choose it.
Okay.
Because I put it. Okay. So, pretty bird.
Yeah. I know sometimes we're just both looking at a piece.
And I have that in my bag that I made. It's a me bag. It's this with the Teresa Kogut fabric. And the blue inside is also her navy blue, which I don't know, somehow it makes me really happy when I open it in that blue, just like the perfect color.
Mm-hmm.
As an accent.
It does look great.
We need to make some more bags. We need a bag making day.
I just wrote that down actually the week that we have off, or one of the weeks we have off.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to get an assembly
Me
line
too.
going.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Like maybe we should each try to make 6 or something and give each other 1 or
okay.
or 3.
My goal is 4. I think 6 is too many for me at one time, but I would do an assembly line to make 4.
Okay. Do you want to do an exchange of some sort? Or
yeah, we do. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's make 4 and
4
exchange 1.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Wait,
decided.
1 of the 4.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you want to do yours?
Sure.
Or do you want me to do my next one?
I'll hop in.
Okay.
I am working on Cardinal Kin, and this is by Plum Street, and I'm using the Katie Strachan variation for kit. And last weekend, 2 of our sisters, I went to the Container Store with Lynn and Susan, because Susan had to go check out closet stuff.
Oh, excuse me.
Something. And
That's
Lynn and
right.
I were like, well, we'll go browse. And
Wow.
I decided to get one of these. I think it's a lipstick container to hold spools, and I don't really like this noise it makes. But other than that, I'm finding I like having it sitting.
Does it have a top?
No.
Yeah, because I had that drawer thing also from the container.
I love that
there.
drawer.
Did they not have them?
No, they had that, but when it's active and I'm using lots of colors,
Yeah.
I just thought I'm gonna try that.
Okay,
So
I like that.
it medium. Is my
And is it mainly the noise?
no noise?
Yeah.
because I'm so sensitive.
And it was so sensitive.
I actually really am, but I have a lot of coping mechanisms in place.
Sometimes I kind of like that kind of noise. Like same thing, like when people
I'll give it to you then.
Yeah, on FlossTubes when they go, oh, excuse the crinkles. I'm like, bring on the crinkles. I like that noise.
I do like the sound of the zipper.
Or the zipper. Mm-hmm. Okay,
here we go. Here's what it looks like. I'm getting close.
Yeah, this looks so good.
I want to have this finished for this holiday season if possible. I'm loving the luster of Goblin's.
Yeah.
But prefer stitching with 100 threes. So that's where I am with it. If I had to pick, if I was going to do something in just one of those, I would pick 100 threes. Even though I do, like I said, I love the luster of Goblin's. I have some arthritis in my hands. I think I've mentioned this before. And the way I have to tension the Goblin's actually gives me a hand ache. So I can only do it for an hour or so at a time, which is fine. I could, but I think that's one of the reasons too. So I've had some funny things happen. One time I was clipping the start of a pin stitch, and I clipped the X of something next to it.
Oh, okay, phew, I thought you were going to say you
not
clipped
my
the
fabric. I know that's going to happen one day, and I've already think, well, I'm going to darn it. I'm going to figure out how to do it. And I've been experimenting with what my husband lovingly calls the white addition signs. I'm just not sure about
which are the white edition signs?
These. So up in the corner here, they're supposed to have a big X in the middle of them. I tried putting an eyelet in the middle of them. And then there's something about them that I find distracting. And I'm loving the accentuate. So yeah, I had this pattern. My daughter MK gave this pattern to me. I'm like, I'm just going to take a snowflake from here and try that. So I'm still in experiment. This is my dilemma. And one of the snowflakes happens to have 4 4x4 squares within it, just like the addition sign. And I think I'm going to go with that. What do you think?
I absolutely love it. In fact, I didn't realize it was different, and I love that it looks like a snowflake. Anna.
Okay, good. Now, the bottom of this biggest cardinal, you don't stitch red to leave room for stitching this shape, and my shape's a little bit different. So I'm either going to stitch on top of the red or make that bottom a little different, or I might go ahead and change the red thread. Even though I want to have this done for the holidays, I'm really in no hurry. this is one of the things I love about cross stitching. If an idea occurs to me, I really like to just try it. So, I mean, for the last 3 days, I've been messing around with it.
I'm hogging it, looking at it instead of putting it up while you're talking. Anna, would you ever consider, first of all, I love the one you picked. Would you ever consider having a variation?
I have considered that. Maybe I'll try that. There's some other snowflakes in this modern folk embroidery pattern that are these are around 6x6.
Yeah.
And like even some of those.
Yeah. Or like, oh, that's the one you picked.
But then I thought, okay, is that going to start getting too busy?
I think if you picked like 2, it would not. Okay, one thing I love is revisiting patterns from Stash. All of a sudden I'm like, this is really cute.
It's beautiful.
And I'm already thinking like, what if you then stitched or had little doodads that you put in? Like instead of stitching that in, what if you had little pins or...
They would be cross stitch as well?
Maybe,
but
some
they would
cross
come on and off?
Yeah. So more like an advent calendar.
Which I think this is meant to be. What's it called?
I'll be home. An advent calendar. But I think one thing I like about advent is when you cover up or you put things out. It's really spectacular.
So my last thing I want to say about this is I feel very beginner-like still with single stitches like this. And this has 2 things going on. It has the accentuate and is it not? I can't remember. It's 103 or gold one.
I think it's Josephine.
Oh,
The really thin one. You want to hold the 2 up?
it is. So I didn't even think I could use a pin stitch. So like, I don't know. People help me. Like,
Did you just carry it on the white on the back?
Oh, I'm doing stuff like anchoring in the red bird and taking some big stitch and doing the X and then bringing it back. And you see what I mean? That is not a great, I know that's not a great method. I just don't know what to do.
It's interesting because on the blue, I'm just thinking when you do your pillow, you'll put an interfacing on the back.
Yeah.
And I think if you do an interface, you're not going to see the running threads. I would be tempted just to carry it. But
they're pretty far. Well, a couple of them are. There are a couple that are close together. But those little one-offs, I think I've mentioned this in other videos still. And now that I know the pin stitch, usually I'm feeling better about this. I just did not know what to do.
And do you pin stitch to start and then?
I don't see how I could and really anchor both of those threads.
Yeah.
They accentuate. So
okay,
again,
what do you all do?
Things where and I want a cross stitch academy. I want a retreat like thing that's mostly technique classes.
Yes, I would love
like
to
a box lunch techniques. I don't need to do any shopping or anything like that.
It's like a cross stitch workshop where you have. It's a technique oriented. Same thing. Like I would love to learn the hem stitch, and I probably could learn it, but just being able to ask people that really know and to see them doing it and talk about it.
I'm incredibly grateful for all the video tutorials, and all people are so generous about sharing things on FlossTube.
And I've learned a lot.
This is an example of something where I've even looked for something. I cannot find an answer to this.
Yeah, it's almost as just having an expert to ask, like a Q&A session for.
Yeah.
And I just want to show this again. Anna was experimenting up here where one has the big stitch in the middle and the other has the Smyrna cross. And Anna, I think your Smyrna cross looks fantastic.
That's what I was going to go for.
I love that.
And I did one, and I thought, okay, I prefer that. However, I think my eyeball wanted a snowflake. And and once James called it an addition sign.
There's no going back.
I love when he weighs in.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I need to try something else. So that's been mostly fun.
I almost wonder if you could take this one and just turn it 45 degrees so that it was on point. And I'm just taking the one that she's done and do 45 degrees so that the squares are on point squares. And so that would give you some variation.
So
just look how
do that same design 2 ways.
Yeah,
I
variation
like that
theme.
idea the best so far.
It will take a little more space, maybe. Will it on point? I think it will. I think the Pythagorean theorem taught us that. Okay.
So,
Yes.
thank you, Katie Strachan.
Oh yeah.
For such beautiful materials to work with. I'm having a ball. I'm mostly following what she did, making a few little. I decided, like she didn't do there's a, what do you call it, border all the way around. She skipped the border, but I decided instead of having a leaf stop here, let me scoot on in here for a second. Here, I decided to finish my leaf, and even if the leaf kind of goes over the fold of the pillow.
So it's that one right there.
And then this leaf on the bottom too, I finished. So, you know, making it my own, having a ball, and enjoying. I cannot get over the colors of the fabric and the ground, as Katie calls it, and the thread.
It's just,
it glows.
It glows, and that subtle difference in the red of the cardinals adds so much depth. It would still be pretty with all three, but it would read a little flatter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to do mine. Okay.
Thank you for letting me use the board.
So the next thing was, first of all, to all the commenters, thank you so much for my birthday wishes.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
it was fun reading all those. It really, thank you so much. I love birthday, so it's just fun. So my birthday was the day before Thanksgiving, and for my birthday start, I had, as you know, I had finished the Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom. He was my birthday start last year. So I picked, it was out of this book from Notforgotten Farm, Autumn at Notforgotten Farm, and it's called Turkey Trot. I just saw a few people. Here's one photo of it. And then here's, that one I feel like with the pillow, it's kind of wrapping around. I think you can get a little better view of the design here. So what I did, it's in this bag, is I just had kept all the threads that I used for the Rev. And I said, I'm just gonna use the same palette for that. And it's been so fun because I'm not, I mean, of course I did do the big gold house. And the turkeys are kind of a little bit in this, but everything else, I was not even looking at the colors. Okay.
Oh, you've done a lot.
I have enjoyed this so much. So I did start it on my birthday, and we didn't get that much stitching over the Thanksgiving week, but I have kept stitching it, and here's where I am right now. So the house is continuing.
It looks fabulous.
I've pulled in more of this orangey red in both the turkey's heads and the flowers, and showed up again that this is more, this is more, prim, I think, colors, more muted.
And fewer, maybe?
And fewer colors. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some of them you'll see, see these little acorns up here? I think those are acorns. There are more of them scattered around, but I'm actually waiting for my bigger design elements to be finished. And then I'll put in the rest of the little doodahs because that will help me sort of color balance and design balance for that. Okay, so I mentioned earlier my dilemma. Like, I'm so ready to start Christmas stitching and festive holiday stitching, but it's like I don't want to put this down. And same thing, both of these pieces are sort of at that point where they're close to being finished.
Yeah, I mean, you could finish both of them in a week, I think, the way you're stitching.
Maybe. So, I keep thinking, I'm just going to put them away and come back to them, but I can't do it. So we'll see.
Okay, knowing you, I think you're going to want the closure. I would say just go for those finishes and just know that it'll still leave you several weeks before Christmas and several weeks after Christmas.
Okay, that's what I started thinking about. I'm like, because last year I think my holiday stitching just got me such in a festive mood. I loved it, but there's no reason why I have to stop like on Christmas Day. That I could kind of start with the more festive and then do some winter stitching and keep going through the holiday. Yeah. So that's where I'm going to go. So I've had so much fun just picking what threads I want off of here and trying to do some variation.
I really like what you've done.
I was a little on the fence with this turkey's color neck. It looked almost like a little fleshy to me, the top turkey. And I made the bottom turkey a little darker. But once I've added more colors in, it's not bothering me anymore. When it was the only orange on there, and now I'm still happy with this.
Yeah, it doesn't bother my eye at all. I see what you mean now that you say it. Like you said, maybe just with the other oranges.
This house, so much stitching. I cannot get enough of it. I love it so much. And I love, like, these flowers are really fun to stitch because, of course, all the petals are the same. So once you know what they are, you just stitch them. Okay. So that's Turkey Trot. Highly recommend it.
All right, do you know how you're going to finish that?
So Rev, I'm going to put him in a
Fully
frame.
finished, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sort of thinking, like 20 years from now, what if I have done like 22 birthday starts? Like, do you want them interchangeable? Do you want them displayed? Would you pull them up for your birthday? What are your children going to do with them when you're gone?
Why don't you do, aren't you going to do a simple frame around Rev?
The Rev, I'm doing one where it's about an inch in, so it's like slightly, but maybe I should change it up because one
maybe a big wide frame on this and a skinny frame on the Rev and have them together.
Or I'm also thinking, would a good colored frame look nice on this one as well?
Yeah, I'm actually on the fence about frames
that have colors on.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see them. I'm not certain how to call that.
Yeah, it's interesting. My house, if you saw my house, it's super colorful. Like, I have so many colors in my house.
You do.
But I'm finding, like, the cross stitch, I'm like, why do I think I need to frame in like a plain wood frame? That's what I was like, well, I got to try some colors because I might enjoy all that color as well. I'm like way on one end of the spectrum as far as like having a lot of color around me. All right. So highly recommend it. If you're on the fence at all about Turkey Trot, highly recommend this book. There's lots of different designs in here, and it wasn't that much more than a pattern. I'd say it was about the cost of 2 patterns. So I'm totally happy buying the book just to have, even if this is the only thing I stitch from that.
Yeah, we don't have, is this our first book?
I won a small black bird book from the Camping Stitcher in one of her giveaways, and it has, I think, like like United We Stand. So that's our only other like pamphlet book that we have.
Maybe we need to get.
Well, yeah. Okay. Turkey Trot. My turn again.
Sure. Yes. 1, 2 again.
Okay.
I have a strong vote going back to your dilemma.
Oh yeah. Okay. My dilemma.
Just. Besides our possible start this week, just full on
finish those. Yeah,
I think you'll be done with both of them by the end of next weekend.
And then the same thing, like I didn't, because of Thanksgiving, everything, I did not stitch on my BAP. I did not stitch on my, and I'm really missing that. I'm like, I don't even think I could put that one away. So yeah, I think my dilemma in the end, I'm gonna just go with what my mood is, and I think I am probably gonna finish those 2 for that. Okay. All right, my next one. This has been so fun. I'm participating in the Modern Folk Embroidery, Roxy Floss Co, Evertoad's Holiday Countdown 2023. It is so fantastic. I was late to the game. I did not get the advent calendar that has the floss packs. But what you could do is you could order the pattern itself. And then it also just came with the little doodahs that everyone opened on December 1st. Now, I'm assuming everybody's seen this by now. So, and as they said don't post anything until like noon the day of. So I'm not giving away anything.
I think that's fair.
And it was a needle minder and a little commemorative ornament.
You need to get your Christmas tree so you can get your ornament up.
I know. Could be my one ornament. Okay, and then what I ended up doing, and we'll see in a minute, I'm going to show you some things I had ordered from Evertoast. The last video, I had kept them secretive. And I had received them, I forgot how long it can take to get from Canada. So what I did for this is I just pulled out, this was a palette of DMC that I used to stitch something last year. And I just love that palette.
And you had kept it together?
I had kept it together.
We have talked about that a few times.
I've been doing that. And then I added just a few other colors that I had. And I just sort of made my own palette. And what Caroline of Evertoast does, and she's really a great idea, is on her off the grid needle art FlossTube, every day she posts and she shows you what was the floss, what's the pattern, and then she's stitching it. So if you don't have the floss in the advent calendar, like I've been watching her and just seeing, oh, what what is the color? And I've been using something similar, and I know the longer we go, I'm gonna start deviating more and more as I start to see how the pattern develops. But for now, I'm kind of following roughly what they have. Okay, then, okay, this is just so high quality. Then they had a PDF you could download that for every day, for each symbol, you can write in what the floss is. So for me, I've been recording my choices along the way. And then the patterns come, this will be the front of every day, has a photo, something. The first day, Jacob wrote a song, you can go listen to it. Then there was
really
a
pretty.
Robert Louis Stevenson poem. And then he's, what's this one? Oh, he has on the YouTube channel, he's put a recipe. So the fronts. Okay, and I think I'm not flashing anything. I just want to kind of show you because it's brilliant what they did. All right, so day one, the full grid is on the back of the pattern, but you only see what you're going to be stitching that day. But this is the pattern.
So you can see it proportionally.
It's 113 by 138, something like that. Okay. Day two.
And it's doable in a day.
It's doable. I did that, okay? Even babysitting. I did it once she went to bed. Day two, you have what's on day one with the new things added. And then day three, you have what's on day 1 and 2 with the new things added. Okay, so you get the idea. Every day, you're getting that full pattern with just the pieces exposed that you see. I think that's brilliant. All right, so here I am. I haven't done my day 3 yet today. I'll do that tonight after my granddaughter goes to bed. But here's where I am.
What's your fabric?
Oh, yeah, thanks for asking. This is Cedar River Linens and Designs, Overcast 36
Your
count.
colors are looking fabulous on it so far.
And the first color was like a pine green. That's that sort of triangular. And then the more organic, theirs was probably more like tealy, a little bit more blue. I just went with a lighter green. Now the fun thing, knowing Jacob, don't you see like something's going to go in that triangle? Like what's going to be in here? What's going to come down here? And then I'm like, will there be a bird right there on top of that? And I think too, I mean, of course, their version's going to have 24 colors because you get thread every day with your pattern. I think I might not have that many colors. And again, as you start to see where it's developing, it's easier to deviate from the colors. So I think it's really doable to because again, I've been babysitting my granddaughter and there's not that much time. Like if
it looks very fun.
If she's awake, you know, I'm not doing anything except for she's a year and a half. It's so fun. It's so fun. And then it's been fun. Once I finish my stitching, I go look on Instagram and see what other people. I think particularly the people that are doing their own colors. It's gonna fun to see how that deviates. So again, like such high quality, and even bringing this out, there's no spoiler. It says open from this side, and so you just see this side. So if you get a glimpse,
I see.
You're not getting any spoiler. And then I'm putting these in the other way in the back, so there's no way I can see the ones in the back. So I know this took
beautiful design.
So much time on their part. The way they do this, it's on good high quality cardstock. So I'm a little like, am I FOMO that I didn't get the floss pack? A little bit. Oh yeah. I figure it's not the whole design. Okay. But I'm so happy with this so far.
And then next year, if you want to do it again, you'll be looking for it earlier.
And what they're doing too is every 5 days, they like on the 5th day, they're going to take the 5 flosses for the 5 days and put them on sale on their website. So if you like, some people like, for example, I love a mystery. I don't like, it's not a big deal for me. I don't need to know what the design is ahead of time. Some people don't like that. They want to really see, is it something that they like? So you could go and buy the floss then at the end, and I think they're going to publish in January the entire pattern. So, or you might be like, oh, I don't mind if I'm behind. I'm going to wait and just get the floss as I go along and just kind of watch what people are doing. So that's where I am.
Great.
And it was that fun. Can't you totally see
the
birds?
The way you unfolded that,
birds.
the way you told that story, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you, Anna.
It's pretty.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Okay, how about a little knitting?
Let's do a little knitting.
That's what I did not craft very much at all when we had all of our family in town, but when I did, I added a few rows to the baby bobble blanket, which is by Sheep and Stitch. I'm making this for one of my granddaughters, baby C. And I had made a mistake on a bobble, and it was a big enough mistake that I decided I wanted to rip back, something like 5 or 6 rows. So this set sort of stalled for about a month, but I ripped back, I fixed it, and it's getting there.
Oh, do you have that much more left?
Well, I think I have something like 25 rows left, and then I'll see if I like the shape or whether I want to add a little bit more.
This is cotton, right? Cotton Pima?
It's Barocco Pima 100, and the color is called Dianthus, which is a beautiful purpley pink. I really like the color.
Cotton can be tricky when it knits, but this is a really nice high quality. And I know you did.
Is it too heavy and stretchy?
And it can it can feel hard.
Like, it can?
Hard to the touch. Oh. But a Pima cotton's a nice one. Because you used the same yarn, didn't you, for Baby E's blanket?
Yes, and hers I feel like has gotten a little bigger.
Yeah. Although you can wash it and delicate dry it.
Right. In fact, this color, it was coincidence, is in Toddler E's blanket. We'll call it Toddler E now, I guess. It's fun.
Before we know it, it's going to be like, so teenager E.
I know. Middle schooler. Wait till they're in middle school.
It's not going to be before long. I mean, it's going to come quickly.
So I guess not much to say. It's just that I'm enjoying it, and I can see the finish in sight, and I think they will use it for stroller walks and such.
Knitting is a fantastic hobby when you're hanging out with people. Your A bag.
Love an anthropology bag.
That's like a little bit of a funny story. What day was it that the sisters went to anthropology? I think it was the day I did the chili dinner. I couldn't go.
Okay. Maybe Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
So our older sister comes and she declares, so we have some good fashion, well, considering us, a couple good fashion sisters. And one of our
niece.
A niece came from Philly, and she's like, I need a sister to take me shopping. I need a couple of, just spruce up my wardrobe. So it was a day I was doing the dinner. So I was home cooking in the afternoon, and they all went. We have a huge anthropology and our sister Joan got some really great stuff.
And she wore it for Thanksgiving. Joan.
I know. It was so funny though, because her pants, I loved her pants. So these corduroy pants, I'm like, can I try those on? And that night I'm just like, order, because they were having like their Black Friday sale, and so I ordered the exact same pants.
We laugh because even growing up, sometimes we'd have 2 or 3 of the same thing in our house with the 4 older girls, because neither of us cared if someone had something the same. And
so I have her exact same. We could be samesies, twinsies. So
what was it was it Christmas, New Year's Eve, when two of our sisters showed up in the same?
Okay,
was it you?
Yep. Okay, it was Thanksgiving. One of our sisters, our sister Susan, who now lives in Portland, used to live in Newport Beach in Southern California. And our family went there, our whole extended family, for Thanksgiving one year. And a bunch of us were staying in a hotel. Maybe some of the family was staying with her. And we went home to the hotel to dress, and we came. We opened the door. We have the exact same outfit. This is back when like J. Jill had just opened. And it was like some brown pants with some pink stitching in it. And we had the same pink top, like exactly. Even our shoes were not exactly the same, but they were the same style. They were like the square-toed mules.
Oh, yes.
And we could not stop laughing. What do you do? Like, you are dressed exactly the same. It was a great outfit. I love those pants, man. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Other works in progress.
Yeah. Oh, I have one more thing. I'm also knitting a sweater. It's the Kachemak by Caitlin Hunter. It's a colorwork sweater. I was working on the big tube for the turtleneck last time, and here's where I am now. The yarn I'm using, I totally forget the name. Let me see. Call them on in my yarn tags. Oh, yeah, of course. Moondrake. This is their yarn. It's a wool. It's Corriedale DK. And these are my colors. And here is my sweater. Look at that cozy turtleneck. When I was changing my needles, and so I had 2 needles on, I could put it on, and because I'm like, is this turtleneck gonna fit? It feels so good. It's gonna be so cozy. And I've started my color work.
Carolyn, we get a lot of comments about how beautiful your knitting is. I wish everyone could see it in person. This sweater, I can already feel it.
You can already see the back. I know.
Gorgeous.
I tell my students, I just think it's so important for people to know that you can knit your clothes. So I'll just say like, oh yeah, I always knit everything. And then I'll wear a sweater and somebody will go, what about that one? Did you knit? I'm like, yeah, there's only one. It's a white summer sweater is the only thing I didn't knit. And they're always like, even that one? Like, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to bring them. The kids have been working on knitting squares and we're gonna crochet them together and make a blanket for their little reading nook. They're just doing such a great job. They are so hunky. In fact, every morning what I have to do is I don't take anything back, but I get us back to make sure we have 30 stitches. So I'll kind of sometimes repair a few things. They've taught each other how to knit. They're probably about 8 to 12 kids that are knitting on them at a regular basis. We have 10 squares done. And I said, once we hit 12, I brought my stuff and we're gonna block them there. I'm gonna show them how to block and we'll put them together and then we'll keep adding to it. But they have been doing such a great job. I'll bring them because they're like so 11-year-olds. You can tell like 11-year-olds have been knitting these, but they're doing great.
I think I've mentioned this before very early on in a video, but I really feel like there's a feminist part of making and part of like being able to make your own clothes and make whatever you want in whatever style you want and whatever, proportionally, whatever fits your body well. It's a very powerful feeling for me.
I mean, of course, patterns,
self-expression.
Patterns also will be at the whims of fashion, right? And as is colors of yarns that are available, but it's really, you can do whatever you want. You have so much control over how you mix and match, how you change things. And I think for a while, making things with your hands like that were kind of poo-pooed, like, oh, those are things I'm not for the modern woman, but I'm like, they very much are. Like,
it definitely has swung back the other way of we want people to have choices, but this is not frivolous.
This
like
is not
traditional women's work.
And you know what? I'm noticing the kids are craving anytime they can use their hands and make things. I think our society, it's great. We have great technology. I'm not dissing that at all. But those opportunities to work with our hands, we cannot underestimate how important those are.
Right. And I think also anything that's rhythmic, whether it's in a swing or knitting or
kneading bread, anything, it's so important. Okay. So it's our PSA, public service announcement. But you all know that, right? You all are working with your hands.
Yeah, right. And we do work with so many 11, 12, 13-year-olds. I see some trends sometimes. That's definitely one of them right now.
Okay.
So some plans. So I'm already Christmas all the way. I really want to start North Pole. One of our original ideas was we're talking about Kathy Barrick. Do you have that? Do you have yours out? I didn't bring mine.
I didn't bring mine either.
We were originally thinking perhaps starting it on December 6th. And we're going to try that after school.
Let's do that.
So it's a Wednesday. And if it doesn't happen, then we'll move on. But we were talking about having a hashtag because if you just put North Pole, you don't necessarily just get cross-stitch things. If you put Kathy Barrick Designs, you'll get a lot of beautiful things, but more than North Pole. So we were thinking KB North Pole, but I've seen there's a hashtag that's already started.
Oh, good.
Which is North Pole KB.
Okay.
So very similar.
We're going to put it right here. North Pole
so we'll
KB.
Use that.
Okay, great.
There's a post from @lori.a.smile. There's a post from Olivia, Hillside Rookery. She has more silk packs available. And there's a post for this hashtag by Rupi @West Coast Stitcher.
Okay.
So in comments and in Instagram, I've heard of several people who have already started North Pole. Teresa Naples 5958, Sandy @Ducks Stitchy Chick, and several of you have also said that you can't wait to start it. Some of you thinking also December 6th. So Michelle @Stitching by the Moon, Robin @Robin Knits, Claire @Claire Kalantar Photo Solution T8187.
And as you're saying these, I'll just run all these under as we're.
And D @D Johnson 4852, which is going to be her birthday start.
Oh, so fun. Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm sure there are others of you, but I really want to get this momentum going. Use that hashtag so we can admire each other's progress and have a feeling of community.
That would be great. Okay, I can't wait to follow everybody. And I think we've tracked a couple more people that I knew were also starting it, because I know like Becky Socks for Mom was going to start it.
Great.
I think the Sable Stitchers are going to start a little bit later, but also if we see anybody, let's of course comment on their posts. They're doing an awesome job, but maybe also leave that hashtag in our comment too, and just encourage them.
Great.
To use that.
So spread the word if you're interested.
Yeah. Okay, awesome, great.
Right.
So my plans are, I think I am going to finish both Pretty Bird and Turkey Trot. I really am going to challenge myself to stay up on this Advent stitching, because I think it averages about 220 stitches a night or a day, and I think that's doable. So, and then I'm going to start North Pole and take it from there and then see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Great.
And next video we'll see. Did you finish your fall things? Have you kept up with your?
Yeah.
That'll be fun to see.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have any shirts?
I do. Do you have something?
I have one thing, which is very
okay.
fun.
Let me do my shirt supplies and then you do yours. That looks fun. Okay. So in the last video, I alluded to the fact that I'm sort of like all into Evertote right now and Roxy Floss Co. And I had ordered a couple things in addition to that thing. Okay. First thing I ordered was one of their Christmas bags. I saw that, and this just came like maybe yesterday or today. Are you looking at her corners?
I'm thinking it looks similar to.
And with it came a floss bed. This is the first time I've had a floss bed. I think I'm going to use it, and some floss.
Whoa!
I know. So that all came with it.
Wait, what is the significance? Did you pick those, or did they come?
No, it came as a pack. It came with the bag. I'm going to take them out of the bag.
Oh, it came with the bag?
And the reason, because I wanted to show them so you can really see, they came with the bag because what they did is they pulled out colors from the ornaments of the bag.
I get it.
And then they also have a free chart that they sent the PDF. That's if you wanted to stitch something with this, it's like a retro Christmas bowl, like what am I trying to say? Christmas ornament that you could use.
Ornament, like one of those. Yes.
Okay, but this was my idea. So I'm like, I'm going to use these colors for the countdown stitch along.
Great.
Okay, but I got them late. But I'm going to still pull them in. Okay, will you hold those? Okay, so then, I have some more in the bag. So then just by using my eye, I picked some more Christmassy colors that I thought would go with those. So let me show you, let's pull them all out and see how successful
Your eye online?
My eye online. And I think pretty good. I wanted to pull out some like darker reds.
Wait, what is your green?
My green is asparagus.
Okay, mistletoe.
Mistletoe. So let's put
those look very similar to me.
Oh, they do, don't they? Okay. And then I got like a darker blue because there was an icy blue in there. I thought, those look good together. And then there was these reds because there was that paler pink. So I thought those would be good. Oh, and they have this really dark red and some golds. Okay. So I thought, let's just pull those. And I'm going to keep using, I'm just going to put all of these together and pull as necessary. Okay.
That is a gorgeous pile of floss.
That was one of the two things I ordered from. This is the other
I
one.
love this so much.
Okay, Anna, I'm like, you're going to be surprised.
Oh, this is the thing that I predicted. Okay.
Anna predicted a heart. No. I joined for 6 months their Floss of the Month Club. We haven't done any clubs.
No.
And so it all came together. This is my November. And I did both their neutrals and their brights. And you can sign up for like 3 months, 6 months, a year. So I did 6 months. So here are their brights for November. And I think I can just mix them all in.
Such pretty colors.
Look at that.
Wow. Yeah, we're believers.
We're believers. And just stitching with Pretty Bird, it's not necessarily that the floss feels like a cotton floss. It's great, fine. It's the colors. There's something, they just have, whether a depth or sophistication or something, they're just, okay. So
what are you doing, Carrie? How are you doing?
Yeah, okay, this is bright, so maybe their names are really cute. Okay, this is Rule of Plum. This one is Prose. Look how pretty those are together. This one is Shall We Dance? bow down like a Christmas bow. That might be a good darker green with those other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is verdure clad. I'm sure I'm mispronounced. Okay, other people do the name so much better. I mean, say them out loud. Okay, that's brights. Then let's look at neutrals. These, again, this is November, so we're filling some oranges and browns. It's a really pretty red. Cabernet. Coal is a nice gray. Look at those. Okay. So that was the Novembers.
Whoa, yeah, I can see even just with what you've ordered recently, pretty soon you're going to have, we're going to have this beautiful collection of colors.
Yeah. So I think as I do the countdown, if I can pick from these, I'm going to pick from these. And let's see actually how they play with, this was the pile I really liked. So I think they're going to have some real similarities.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to keep those. Those are the Christmas ones. These are my club ones. Okay, so we'll have to see. I figure, okay, if I get 10, we're going to have 60 flosses from the club. And it was kind of reasonable. I think I'm going to say for 5 flosses, I think it was $20. And so I did double. So I think that's $40 a month, something like that. So, I mean, for 10 flosses, I feel like that was good. Okay. All right, let's see what we
Very
got.
fun. Oh, this is...
Okay, thus endeth my ever-toad extravaganza.
We received a little envelope from my daughter and her family, and it had my husband's birthday gift. It had a little Thanksgiving art piece by Toddler E. And there was this envelope, which is a belated birthday gift to me.
Oh.
My grandmother's name is Birdie, and it says, "To Birdie, open when you are next in a cross-stitch store, ... And the envelope is still sealed.
Oh.
So your job is to help me remember to bring this next time
Okay.
we go up to Needle in a Haystack. I'm sure it's a little spending money with a nice note.
Fun. Okay. So we need to decide when are we going to go up.
Yeah, let's make a date for that.
Yeah. Oh, we don't
well,
need to do it now.
But I'm ready to get my calendar out.
Because I think I'm going to definitely want to pick something for my New Year's start, which might require.
I want to go look at fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily. And this might help me out a bit.
Thanks, MK.
Thanks, MK.
Okay.
Thumbs
Okay,
up.
I'm going like this because I'm looking at our time on our video. We thought today, I'm like, we don't really have much, and here we are, our normal time.
I do wonder,
Do we talk a little longer?
do we talk more? Go on and on a bit. We know we have, just naturally.
Just as you know, you can always play YouTube's faster. Just speed us up if you need to. Or use our chapters. Go to our chapters. Okay.
All right, thumbs
up.
My first thumbs up is a salt scrub. So my hands get so dry, and it actually, my fingertips actually snag my silk. And I really think, remember I've said swattage got fuzzy for me. I think it might be because my hands are so rough. It just occurred to me this week that perhaps lotion is not enough, that maybe I need to exfoliate my hands. So Trader Joe's has a lavender salt scrub. Made a huge difference.
How often do you use it?
Well, I just got it. The first time made a huge difference. I'm going like this because my fingertips
So
feel
did
so
you
much.
just like...
I did this. And then I went like this on my fingertips and this on my fingertips and rinsed it off. Oh my goodness. And then I noticed just today, I was over at my daughter-in-law and son's house, and the soap that they have in their guest bathroom has a little something exfoliation in it. So I might buy that soap.
Is it also from Trader Joe's?
So
neat. Okay, I'm gonna
we
try
refer to
that.
this all the time. Like, I don't wear any makeup. I know nothing about the world of anything besides like take a shower and wash your hair. This has been huge for me.
Grooming.
Salt scrub.
Grooming, great.
Number 2, glimpses of childhood. Every once in a while, I'll see a photograph or come across an object that will just have these memories just rushing back. Good, happy memories. And that happened to me this past week. Our mom brought over some embroidery floss that I took into school, and some of it was in this little box. I cannot believe the plastic hasn't cracked. And this is I'm pretty sure that's my handwriting.
Little erasers, ink.
Big erasers.
Oh,
so
that's
I
so
had
you.
labeled these, and one thing that cracks me up is 2 of them say chapstick.
You must have had a lot of chapstick.
Well, it would be like me. I loved like things when I was little, and I could see myself wanting like every flavor of chapstick, and they'd be different colors. And
I love that, like, it's staplers, not stapler.
because it was
staplers.
like little tiny. I think it was. I love the little tiny staplers.
And she has big erasers, little erasers. Wow.
Anyway, when I opened this, it was filled with floss. And so it was when I was at school and I was taking the floss out because we were making friendship bracelets. And I went, I think that's my handwriting. It was cracking me up.
You had a very stylized E and A.
Mm-hmm. I remember learning how to do the E with that slant.
Yeah.
Like I did that on purpose.
And the A, which is
to do.
Yeah.
There's a chance it's one of our sisters, but when I saw it, I seemed to recognize
I bet it's you. I bet it's you.
So now what do I do with it? I don't know. And my third thumbs up, I'm just calling them coffee walks. I love the coffee we make at home, but I love walking to a coffee store, coffee shop, sitting outside, finishing it up on the walk back. We did that this morning. Just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
That might have been in a thumbs up a year ago.
Yeah, because Anna in particular had an awesome one that was a really good walking distance. It was 4 stores in a row, and the one right next to it had a fire, and the whole building is still condemned. Right. I'm sure they're not coming back. It was that was perfect for you all.
Yeah, like a little 20-minute walk.
Yeah,
that one was only 7 minutes, but. So a coffee walk. All right, you're going to do thumbs up or not?
Oh, yeah.
You got to
do thumbs up. Sure, okay. I got some. I don't know, just make them up. I wanted to do 3 experiences in the last 2 weeks that are thumbs up experiences. And the first one, actually, Anna alluded to at the beginning. We did an outing up to San Francisco with a good sampling of it was like some of us sisters. We had one of our nieces that's in high school still. I had our niece and her fiance that was a coffee lover. It was just really fun. But we went to the coffee place, and then we went to Tunnel Tops Park in Presidio, and it was like a beautiful day. And just being out with, like, when you're in a big family, it's so nice to do, like, there were probably like 7 or 8 of us in that, like, do things with smaller groups. It was like, that was a fun day. So thumbs up to that day. The next thumbs up is last week. We do this every year. There's a really cute little sort of family ice skating rink in our town, and we book the whole thing, our middle school, for 2 hours from like 5:30 to 7:30, and everything is paid for the kids. They all come, and we probably have in our middle school between 6th, 7th, and 8th, we have about 180 students, and I think we had over 150 kids there. It was such a good turnout. Nobody gave homework that night. The parents bring like pizza and hot chocolate, so the food's provide for the kids. We run shuttles, so like some of the 6th graders had a soccer game, and so there was a shuttle that went to the soccer game, got the kids. So we did all this to make it possible for the kids to come. And it's one of my favorite things to chaperone every year. We have so much fun, and the kids have so much fun. They help each other if they're learning how to skate. It's just, you come home and you're just like, that was just great.
It's the sweetest little ice rink, and it is outside.
It's outside.
You know, we live in a pretty warm area, but if they're open for certain months.
It snows at the end of the session, and it's just like the bubble machine coming out. So that was a thumbs up experience. And then my last thumbs up is just this weekend babysitting our youngest granddaughter, and it's just so fun whenever you have them just one-on-one, and her language is exploding. Her personality is really developing. I think especially once they can start talking and really being clear about what is a yes and what is a no for them. We've just been having so much fun with her. My husband's over there with her right now as she's taking her nap.
Several times during Thanksgiving, she said something that was been like it's shocking all that she's saying.
I know, it's hilarious.
Her language development has been very fast.
Yeah, my grandmother's name is Gramsy, and my husband's is Pops, and the kids always get Pops like right away. And she's like, her mom is a fantastic singer. That was her. She teaches music, choir, and she has a master's in music and everything. She's an amazing singer. And this child, I feel like she sang before she talks. And so sometimes her language, it's more of like a rhythm. So sometimes we go like, we're going to Gramsy and Pops, Gramsy and Pops. So today she's going, Pops, Pops. So I'm a rhythm with her.
Yeah, that's, we'll take that.
So thumbs up to that too. Those 3 experiences.
Fantastic. All right.
Our next one we're gonna do is gonna be full on festive. We're gonna show you things we've finished, fully finished, works in progress, charts,
Holiday related, right?
Holiday, festive.
We need some champagne,
related.
I think.
We'll have some champagne. It's been so fun. A few floss tubers have already done theirs, and so fun to watch. So we're like, let's totally do that, and we'll be filming that one like on the 16th. So it'll come out sort of that week when we're off school.
Looking forward to that because I know I have things in a drawer that I haven't looked at in a year.
Yeah, we
what
have
happens.
And in fact, I started to remember. I'm like, oh yeah, I have that. Oh yeah, I have that. So, all right. So until next time,
Happy crafting.
stay curious. Bye, everybody.
Bye.